had no idea.
Yeah.
That means... But I'm so young and naive. I'm yeah, I'll fucking do it. Of course. Well, how hard could it be?
Yeah, that's what I said when I started playing bass. Yeah.
Oh
4 strings. Come on.
Oh my God! Like really? Like what's the problem?
Exactly.
Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Anyways, so within 2 weeks, we were doing shows. They showed me A, G, E.
Well, you had 2 weeks to get ready.
God.
Go on. That's
2
plenty
weeks.
of time.
And I wrote the. Anyways, it was hilarious. I mean, I was terrible at first. Obviously, I was learning. I knew nothing.
Yeah. But at least you had some theory, harmony.
Yeah, I'm a natural I love music and a natural rhythm, so that was helpful.
Yeah.
And there's this huge bass in my tiny little paws. Anyways, I remember people saying, like, they would come up in the clubs.
What was it? What kind of bass was it?
It was a 78 Fender Precision.
Ooh. You still have it?
No.
Who has it?
I can't talk about it. I'm still pissed. I'm pissy again.
An old boyfriend?
Yes, and yes. You're so right. How did you know? Did I tell you that? Maybe I told you.
I know people that can actually get it back for you.
He's wonderful.
We have to get him out of Cuba to come to Canada, but they'll get the job done.
It was the old possession is 9/10 of the law.
Oh, God.
So anyways, whatever. It's too long ago. It doesn't, I don't care.
What was your first gig like?
Fuck, you see, this is where I get, I think, I don't have this memory that other people have. Like the fact that you remember, it was upstairs and this.
I remember my first gig.
Where? Was it in Florida?
It was a teen dance in Miami.
Yeah.
A teen dance, and I had never been on stage. And, I mean, it was not a big, huge stage, but it was more like a proscenium stage. And the first thing that I noticed, because I was nervous, I did not know what to expect, I actually saw a curtain of energy between the band and the audience, and I felt protected, shielded.
That's crazy.
It was as clear.
You could see it.
I could see it.
That's insane.
I could see
you
it.
Never told me that.
And that made me feel at ease.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was in Miami.
That's insane.
Probably around 16,
How old were you though?
About 17, 18.
What about that place that you played with the dancers?
That was later on. The Tomboy
you told me
Club.
that story.
Tomboy Club. Yes. Tomboy Club. I mean, that was definitely an experience. But then you also played strip joints here in Canada.
Oh Christ, yeah. Well, they weren't really necessarily. I don't think they were just club danseuses. It's like
that sounds fancy and very expensive.
No, it doesn't. I'd have a terrible accent. It's a rude, ugly accent that I just les danseuses dans un club là. But anyways,
so is that considered Canadian French?
Yes, that's French Canadian for sure. Joie.
But so if you go to France,
oh non, c'est pas pareil quoi. C'est les danseuses là-bas.
So you have a whole different
complètement
accent.
différent quoi. Oh, c'est différent. Mais ça dépend. It depends where you are. Marseillaise, les Marseillaises. I think the accent, the French Canadian. Well, the Montreal French Canadian accent came from in that area in France, Marseille, which is like I think it's a sea town, like a seaport.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my ignorance.
So you got
is huge.
sailors coming in from different parts of the world, influencing the accents, local accent.
And there's a ton of different accents in Quebec. Quebec is a huge province, and there's a ton of different accents. And if you know it well, you can pick out. Oh, you're from here. Oh, you're from there. You can tell that. I don't know it that well, and especially since I haven't lived there in now. I don't want to talk about how long.
Did you hang out with Celine Dion when you were little?
No, no. She was way younger than me, and also, I was more of a rocker. So I was like,
but you knew about her, right?
Oh yeah, oh my God, yes, she was huge in Quebec. That's where she started.
Yes,
but she was like 14 or 12 or something, and she was singing about doves and pretty things.
Yeah,
I wasn't singing about stuff
you
like
were
that.
Singing about the blues.
I was already the old broad.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't look like it, it didn't look like I sounded.
Yeah,
it was very confusing to people.
when did you make the transition from being a bass player? I mean,
to just singing.
Were you singing and playing bass also?
Yeah, yes. We used to do Blondie. We used to do Tom Petty. We did it at the time. This is like late 70s, early 80s. And at the time, there was this whole movement called New Wave.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, but it's incredible, all the different styles that fit under the banner. Absolutely. New Wave. You had Cheap Trick, Tom Petty, Blondie, Cars, Elvis Costello. You know, and it was right
Joe
at the
Jackson,
end of the disco era. So it was
the Police.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was called New Wave, and it was like
it was magnificent. Yeah,
but it wasn't. They were putting in more rock type acts with the more new wavy type acts. You know, it was a very broad thing. That's the kind of stuff we were playing at the time. Prior to that, in my bands before that, we were doing the Eagles and Crosby, Stills, Nash, which is how I learned how to sing. Because I had to learn how to sing harmony. You know,
interesting.
And then the bass thing. You know, I learned as I went. I ended up being okay. I wasn't bad, but people used to think I wasn't playing. They'd come in and go, "So who's really playing? Who's really playing the bass? Where's the guy behind the amp?"
The guy. I love that.
That was unbelievable. It was amazing. This is in the era of the Runaways. You know, so girls did not play instruments back then. Yeah. You know, now it's much more common. Yeah. You see it everywhere, but at that time, there were no female, none. Maybe piano, and also the skinny, why do stars suddenly appear?
Carpenter.
Yeah, she was a drummer.
Yeah, she was.
Apparently, she was really good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Karen Carpenter. Yeah.
Well, you have Carol Kay playing bass. You know,
but you didn't see her.
Crew. No, you didn't see her.
Never saw her.
I know.
So there was Susie Quattro, but still,
you know, Pinky Tuscadero.
Yeah, but I didn't even really know that. You know, no. Yeah. Oh, and there was the reason I started the Partridge Family.
Oh yeah,
come on,
Danny Bonaducci.
Danny Bonaducci was the bass player, but I wasn't emulating him. I was emulating the Partridge Family. Yeah,
Susan Day on keyboards. Yeah,
and Tracy.
Yeah,
playing.
I know.
Anyways,
simpler times.
Yeah.
So when did you make the transition from just from playing the bass to being a lead
singer? Was at the end of the Pinups when because it's sadly
the band was called Pinups.
Yes, it was called Pinups after the Bowie album.
Yes,
Pinups with him and Twiggy on the cover.
I love that.
It was me. I loved it too, and I was like, let's call it Pinups.
Yeah, that was.
We had
covers,
two names.
Right? Covers.
We had. Yes, the Pinups record by him. Yeah. Yes, so we had two names. We started out. We were going to be. It's so bad. First edition, or Pinups, and our agents picked Pinups.
Pinups. Yeah.
They thought that was a bit. I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it was just it was the three guys and me.
Yeah.
And then we ended up being a 3-piece, and then we went back to being a 4-piece with another girl, Vicky. But anyway.
Were you guys doing original material then?
Yes.
What was the first song that you can remember writing?
I don't know. I really do not remember.
Okay, what would be the song that you would consider to be the song that you said, okay, I can do this?
I think that would have to be the first record that I made with my friend Bill Baudouin. I think it would
was
be...
this as a group or a solo?
No, it was solo. Because David McNally wrote... but I wrote the lyrics, but I can't really remember it. It was so long ago, and I don't really...
So it's recorded?
We had some cool songs.
It's actually recorded?
Yes, there are some recordings. And if I heard them right now, I'd be, oh yeah, I remember that, but it's so far away.
Yeah.
And they were very new wave poppy.
Really? Yeah, because you're such a prolific songwriter.
Well, I was.
How many records have you had so far?
I don't know, Rudy.
I mean, let's say top of your head, 10, 15.
No, not even close. Maybe 6, maybe 7. I'm incredibly not.
In addition to the duets, because you sang with just about all the big names, Joe Cocker being one of them.
Oh God, yeah, I know. Oh my God, I know.
You did something with Santana?
Not recorded. Excuse me. Yes, recorded. You're exactly right. You're talking about the symphonic Jimi Hendrix. I forgot about that. Yes. It's Billy, Tony Williams.
Oh my God!
On drums.
Oh, I know. Phenomenal. Miles Davis drummer.
Stanley Clark.
Oh, who's that?
Fuck.
Oh my God.
And Carlos Santana.
Where can I get that record?
It's online. It's on. I think it's on YouTube as well.
Oh, really?
It's called the Symphonic Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my God!
The song that I did was Spanish Castle Magic, and it's Eddie Kramer produced it. That's how I ended up on it. I'm the only female on it. They've got Toto, they've got Sting, they got all these big, huge artists, and me. As usual, and all guys.
I mean, I hate to put you in a box, but
I don't sound like other people.
To say the least about you, you're a Canadian musical treasure.
Oh,
you are. I mean, your career goes beyond being a singer. You're in the military. You are a colonel.
Yes, an honorary colonel in the Canadian Air Force. I know.
Canadian Air Force. You had a hugely successful run with the Canadian Idol TV show. You were a judge in that
for 6 years.
6 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
You performed.
I did it for the money. Ow! But it was so fun. We had such a blast.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you made some records and then kind of like went away and whatever. No, you've always been working and doing significant.
Weird
projects.
Stuff, I know. And now I'm on this whole new thing. I've got ideas that we'll discuss later.
Okay, don't scare me now.
No, I ain't gonna scare you.
I know what you're talking about.
And
I'm very proud to be a part of that.
That's one thing, I'll explain it later.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's I've done a lot of stuff. It's funny because when Taylor Hawkins, who's in Foo Fighters, and he started, the first band he was ever in was mine.
Your solo band.
My solo band in 1990, I think 3, right? And so he toured with me for like a year, I think. Anyways, we always knew he was going to go on to big because he was so obviously he's such a wonderful person, Taylor. So then, like a couple of years ago, when Foo Fighters were playing in Toronto, Taylor asked me to go and sing with them. Foo Fighters always invite people up.
It's on
always.
YouTube.
That's their thing.
It's great. Yeah, I love that.
So I ended up doing it, and it's so funny because earlier when we were talking in this podcast, you said to me, "Well, all roads lead to Sass," because it's like that's where everything comes from, and Dave, the singer, Grohl, said to me, Sass, if it wasn't for you, Taylor Hawkins wouldn't be in the Foo Fighters, which is actually true because he goes, all roads lead to the Foo Fighters. I'm like, no, Dave, no. All roads lead to Sass.
Well, actually, I have not elaborated why I said that, and it's because when the Guess Who were looking for a bass player, your husband, Derek Sharp, who happens to be not only a songwriter and a singer, producer, he is the lead person, the
lead singer for you. Yeah.
And the Guess Who, and you guys were talking about, we need to get a sub for Jim Cale, and who do you think? And then you brought me up and said, why don't you call Rudy?
Get Rudy.
So if it wasn't for Sass, I wouldn't be in the Guess Who.
No, I remember the whole walk up the hill that we were taking. I'm like, you couldn't ask for anybody more perfect. You're like the perfect. Oh my God, everybody loves you too. I mean, I remember. But don't you remember when we were doing the Queensryche, and they do this to you every night. Rudy. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, "What the fuck is happening? What's going on? What? Oh my God, jeez, I hope he doesn't get embarrassed because, like, you know, holy shit.
Yeah,
Anyways, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
They were just happy to see that I was still alive, you know.
Oh, come on. You're like
That's
a legend.
the first, when I went online for the very first time, around 1995, the first message